there is such a thing as intellectual realization. This is the idea of believing, thinking, perceiving, conceptualizing truth, reality. But of course, reality cannot be put into a concept or a belief. The moment that that is done, the reality is lost. So the tendency of the conditioned mind is, of course, to constantly do this. And so you see this, and you may have experienced this, that one that is seeking something, seeking to make contact with something that actually they do not know, that they cannot know, is doing that, and it's just swirling around in its own concepts and ideas. It's a trap. It's the dog that is trying to chase its own tail, only to never get the tail, and maybe to eventually come to see that they are already the tail, that it is already the case. But you can't say that to it, because it cannot hear that. Because if it hears it truly, then it is no longer there. So all it is doing is swirling around in these ideas and concepts, this intellectual realization which gives a false perception that they are free. And so it continues on and on and on and on and on. And in today's age with so much information, you can be picking up all kinds of that information constantly, under the impression that you know, under the impression that you are awake, and still being asleep. And the paradoxical part of all of it is that, of course, ultimately, there is only awakeness. There is no real asleepness. But for the one, in their own experience, this kind of sub-reality of experience, for them, then it is a dream, a sleeping. So you may need to give that illusion of this sub-reality, that illusion of a self, another illusion, to become disillusioned, disappointed with what it has picked up as knowledge, practices, so that it becomes unillusioned, which is to say that it is no more, and all it is that true reality. So it is a seeming paradox to the conceptual mind, all of this, and I can say there is no one there, you do not exist, nobody is there, there is nothing, no mind, even no body, no physical body, no world. But can it be heard? Or is it just another concept to land upon? Just another intellectualization to land upon? Because the mind's trying to grasp, trying to understand. But it's in the place of not knowing, not understanding, where it is. Because when you realize, you will never tell yourself anything. You will never tell yourself that it is this concept or that concept, that it is non-duality, that it is nothingness, that it is higher self or lower self or whatever it may be. You will never tell yourself that. It will just be pure, transparent, all-encompassing. The sub-reality has gone and there is just the one reality. It's just the one. So this game that the mind is playing is a tiring game for it. When there is a moment of no mind, then you can laugh about it. And certainly when it is no more, there is lots of laughter. But maybe while one is in it, it's not so funny. So what can be said? Everything is valid. Everything is okay because everything has its place, its time. Some things can be heard, some things cannot be heard. And what may seem like a contradiction is actually complementary to all of these different things that are expressed. And of course, no expression, no word, no concept is the truth. We know that. It can never be that way. So whatever you say, the concept is not that. But you can certainly direct to it, have a signpost towards it. But the signpost, as we know, is never the city. So don't worry about getting things right and concepts having to be a certain way and telling yourself all of this stuff all of the time. Even in the circles of non-duality, of saying that nobody exists, there is no doer, there is no self. When it is the case there, you will not need to say it. You see? The saying of it is like a reinforcing of it by the mind. It's trying to land upon a concept. It's trying to keep some information. You will never say anything to yourself when there is no self.